Matt Fitzsimmons is with us. We're talking Western Wayne soccer here on the John Mendola Show at Arcaro and Genell, the Takeaway Kitchen. And Matt, let's talk about this group of guys here for 2018.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. We're 7-2-1. 2 losses coming to Lakeland early in the season. We've got a strong group of seniors, some good juniors, some good underclassmen too. But these guys that have been playing have kind of had to play when they're 10th and 11th graders. So finally they're at that age where we can, see some of the fruit from all that hard work they did when they were younger, when they had to play. So
let's talk about the improvement areas here in 2018, where you guys were, and what areas so far this season have you seen improvement?
Over the last few years, we've had some trouble scoring. Maybe one guy scoring a little bit. This year, it's a different guy every game, or multiple guys every game. So that's really nice compared to where we were in the past. We were really kind of, hoping for one guy to put it in. Now each game could be a different guy, could be a couple different guys. So that's a big improvement. So that's real big.
Buy-in, getting guys to show up, whether it's workouts in the off season, summer workouts, conditioning, whatever we want to call it.
Right.
Talk a little bit about the buy-in you've had from your team.
Yeah, I think because we've had these guys playing for so long, they're kind of accustomed to what we do. So they're definitely committed. The summer workouts, they're always hit and miss. That's how it goes. But for the most part, the guys that want to be there, and you can see the difference. It's big. You can really tell the difference from the guys that maybe don't put up as much time to the guys that definitely do. So good stuff.
For you, let's talk about playing the game of soccer, coaching the game of soccer, and it still has to be fun to you to keep going. So talk about what you enjoy about the game itself.
Yeah, if you told me this is my 20th year as varsity, 22 years overall, if you told me I'd be coaching that long, I never even thought I would coach. So it's kind of crazy like that. Soccer, when I was in high school, was fun. I enjoyed it. I played basketball and baseball too, but soccer was the fun sport. And it does bring you back. I always set up different milestones and I keep going by them. And so now both my sons are up. My oldest son is injured though, so he's out for the season. But my youngest one is there, and that's kind of a fun thing too.
Let's talk about these guys defensively, how they're playing at Western Way. You said trouble scoring, but has the defense been a steady for you?
Defense has been good. My goalie, who's here today, Gary Guinance, he's been solid back there for us. He makes the hard ones look easy. Sometimes he makes the easy ones look hard, but the hard ones he really does a great job with. We kind of lost our sweeper early in the season to a hamstring injury. Not sure if we'll have him back. So we've had guys really not really change positions too much, but maybe adjust to a different position, and they've really kind of stepped up. Adam Bond moving to sweeper. Matt Leslie, who came out last year as a freshman, starting now as a sophomore, kind of solidified that center spot for us now. Just some toughness, smart player, so that's really been beneficial.
Can you overcome the injuries enough to keep peaking as the season goes on?
Sometimes I question that, because every day we're getting somebody, and it's part of the game. The injuries we have, like to my son and to Alex Amarini, they're kind of big ones. They're possibly out for the season type injuries. But what's nice is I do have such a big amount of players that I can substitute guys in. Now last game, we're kind of scraping a little bit to get some guys to spots because of injuries, but for the most part, I have enough that we're able to maneuver guys around. Not always ideal, but
you're coaching a couple decades. You learn how things kind of change and what stays the same.
Yeah.
You talk about number-wise with the game of soccer. People want to go out for football, or maybe they're involved with cross country, or hey, as long as kids are active, you're an educator. You're just happy that they're out doing something. But talk about just being able to try to keep kids on the field or interested. Maybe they're getting a job. it's not easy for any coaches. You hear about it all the time in any sport.
Yeah, I mean, the kids work because they've got a car, and where we are, we're, rural area. Sometimes they need that, but for the most part, I've got 35 kids out for the team this year. That's the most I've ever had in my time coaching. So I say I'm like the Statue of Liberty of coaches in sports. Give me your tired, your poor. I'll take anybody because I'd rather have the kids doing something. They're committed to a team. They're part of a team, and I feel like this year more than any other year, guys that maybe aren't getting time, they're buying into it. Their role might not be, captain or lead scorer, but they're a major part, whether it's in practice or wherever it might be. So it's good.
Family support, whether it's your family or the kids' families, you need that to have success and to keep it going. Talk about the big picture.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing for us this year too. Parent support, parents come to everything, making food, just those little things. Also being supportive of the team, kind of realizing that maybe their kid isn't the all-state player that they thought they were going to be when they were in rec league, but they're part of something that's doing pretty good this year. So that's huge, and it makes my job easier. And when everybody's buying into the whole system, it's good.
Matt Fitzsimmons, great to catch up with you. Nice to see you here in the pizza capital of the world. And
absolutely.
We wish you the best going forward.
All right, thank you.
James Ashby joining us here on the John Mendola Show as we talk Western Wayne boys soccer. James, it's your senior year, so talk about how long your soccer career has been going on.
I started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I started like the Y and the community soccer and stuff like that. I moved on to play rec, and then I went and played travel in Philadelphia for a while.
Let's talk about the future for you right now. Going forward, is it college, the military, get a job? Is soccer in your thoughts?
College and the military are both very, they're both heavy on my mind, and not really sure what I'm going to do yet, but they're both.
Nice to have options, and good to have an open mind about what your future could be. Let's talk a little bit about this team this year. You guys have a pretty positive record. What's going well for Western Wayne?
Well, our record right now is for the regular season 6-1-1. Connor Lady, Dalton Frisbee, and I were the leading forwards. Connor and I, we've total got 17 goals together. So we're leading the team in goals right now. Dalton Frisbee, he's got an excellent amount of assists. He's helped out immensely. Daniel Peral is our top distributor. He sees the field. He sees everything. And
Coach mentioned that getting goals has been something that hasn't been that easy. But you guys have found a way to put it in the net this year. What do you think made the difference this year? A little bit more time on it, a little bit more emphasis from coach?
I think working in practice with the distribution, especially from Danny Peral, he's helped out a lot with through balls and stuff like that, put them in the back of the net.
You got a couple siblings, I'm sure they keep you on your toes. They're younger.
Yep.
You enjoy math in school. Talk about you thinking math as any kind of background if down the road, or?
No, I'm not really sure, but I've just always found it interesting.
I know you like gym. You're one of those guys like me.
Yeah.
I always loved gym in school as well. Let's talk about your relationship with your dad. Why do you look up to him?
Well, see, he's always pushed me to be better in soccer. Like ever since I've started in travel down in Philadelphia, it's always be better, be better, be better. And he'll tell me what I do wrong or do right, but he also tells me what I do wrong, and that's what keeps me humble.
And a lot of traveling for him, right? I mean, when you're driving around in your car, you're doing traveling with your dad. That's a lot of conversations.
He's came to every game that I can remember. So.
Well, James, we appreciate you telling us your personal story, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
All right, thank you very much.
Gary Geinitz with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service here at Arcaro and Genell, the Takeaway Kitchen. Gary, it's your junior year. Let's talk about how much fun you're having with this team.
It's a blast for me. Soccer season's been great. So far, school's going well. I'm having fun with my friends, and it's pretty good.
You play keeper, so not an easy position, but once you start it, and then it kind of is like, okay, I don't have to run a lot. That's good about it.
You're right. I like that.
Talk a little bit about what you enjoy about it and the defense in front of you.
So what I enjoy about being a goalkeeper is the adrenaline rush that I get every time the ball is shot or a person comes up close, and how nice it feels to make an awesome save or something along the lines of that. And then another thing is I love to pump the ball. I love to send it down the field. So.
Well, everybody loves that when they're a keeper. Of course, you make a nice save, that always helps. Let's talk over and head over to track and field, and you're a sprinter. What you enjoy about that? Always some good teams there at Western Wayne.
So for Western Wayne, we're doing pretty good. Last year we did awesome. This year our track team is a little bit down on players. For freshman year, I broke the junior high track and field record for 4x4. We're aiming for that this year as well in high school. I have a 52 second overall 400 meter dash, which I'm hoping to bring down to 50 this year. And I love the sport. I find it very fun to run 400s, especially 800s I also do. The only thing I don't like about it is how tired you are after the race.
So wait a minute, let me remember this. So keeper, we're talking about, you don't have to run, but then you do one of those grueling races in track and field in the 400, so that can't be easy. So you like a little bit of torture, you know, but a great program, the track and field team. Let's talk about this soccer team and the defense in front of you. Who are the guys that are getting the job done for you?
So this year we have a pretty solid defense and offense. Our soccer team's doing great, 6-1-1 in the division. Our main sweeper was injured earlier this season, so we had to resort to Adam Bond, who's managed to keep up the job. He's doing excellent this year. Our scorers, we have Jamie Ashby, Leonard Johnson, Cameron Johnson. Overall excellent players. We pass the ball pretty well, and we're doing good.
You got a big family. Tell us about your siblings.
So my brother Dennis, he is 24 years old and he's a mechanic. My brother Alec is 23. He's majoring, he graduated. He has a master's degree with sports and therapy and stuff like that. And then my sister is 30. And she's currently working down in Florida for UPS.
Awesome. Physics and chemistry, two of your favorite subjects. You're 18th in your class, 4.0, so you're killing it there. Let's talk about the future. You got an interesting path that you're looking at, and it's not going to be an easy path if you decide to do it. So talk about what you're thinking about.
So for college, I want to go to either the Naval Academy or Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University down in Florida. I want to major in aerospace engineering, but after college I plan on going into the Marine Corps as an officer in like an artillery battalion or something like that, and for my second choice is a fighter jet pilot in the Air Force, of course, after which I do want to be an aerospace engineer following the major.
That's some very specific, interesting goals, and let's talk about who's inspiring you with some of those things.
So Dan Kaiser has been the person behind the inspiration in the Marine Corps. He's been a Marine for a couple of years now. I've known him since I was about 9 years old, and he's always pushed me hard. My parents have also pushed me hard. They are the ones who got me interested in the Naval Academy and aerospace engineering and stuff like that. Because since I was little, I've always loved planes. I've always loved messing around with little Matchbox toys and stuff like that.
Let's talk about your folks and you know, whether it's academics, athletics, just being a good community member. Talk about all the different things they do to make you the person you are.
So my parents pushed me really hard to be first excellent in academics and then sports, both of which are very important to me now that I've been raised like that. They love for me to volunteer for church service and stuff like that. And yeah, they really pushed me to try and do my best all my life.
Well, Gary Geinitz, it sounds like you got your act together. It's only your junior year. A bright, bright future ahead of you. Keep working.
Thank you.
Leonard Johnson with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Western Wayne soccer. And Leonard, let's talk a little bit about position you play for the Wildcats and what you enjoy about it.
For the boys soccer team, I play midfield, left midfield. I don't know, I just think it's fun. I mean, it's a lot of running around.
Unlike your keeper.
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like there's always something that you have to be doing, either dropping back on defense and helping out or going up and shooting. I don't know, it's fun.
You got to have a great motor. You look like one of those guys that you got that motor. Talk about, you know, first playing soccer and, you know, just kind of running all over the field. What was your experience like for you?
I've been doing it ever since I was like very young, maybe like 4 or 5. So I've been doing it my whole life. It's just something that I love doing, something I look forward doing at the end of the day, going to practice and playing games. So.
Talk about trying to come back from the injury and different things you're trying to do, you know, and not easy when you do get injured, and a lot of it is mental. So how are you handling it mentally?
I mean, right when I got hurt, I went home. I thought it was going to be like a wake up, go to sleep, wake up, and it'd be like partially gone, but my leg is still hurting me, so it's kind of a bummer, so it's not too good.
Well, we hope you get better, number one. Track and field kind of guy. Talk about what events you compete in there.
For track and field, I do the 4x8, Open 800, and I'm in the 4x4. One of my other teammates that you interviewed, he was actually on my 4x8 team that we came in second place for district, so I like track and field a lot.
Yeah, you guys like running a lot, and that's a whole lot of running that 800. He likes the 4, you like the 8. Let's talk about your family. You got a big family, so take us through who they are.
Yeah, I got a family of 6. I have 2 older siblings, Madeline and Ryan. Ryan's 20 right now. He's going to Bloomsburg University. First year, he actually transferred from Shippensburg. He didn't really like it there, so he went over to Bloomsburg, and now he's loving it.
Good.
And my sister Madeline, she is 19. She goes to Shippensburg. So my brother Matt and my sister both went to the same school. So I mean, that was kind of cool. But and then Cameron, you know, he's my twin. He's always with me. He basically does everything I do. So it's kind of like me.
Down the road, you're thinking about heading to college. What are you thinking of studying there?
I've thought about doing criminal justice. That I haven't really thought too much, honestly, because I'm only 17. It's really hard to figure out what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life at this age. So I haven't like officially decided yet.
Talk about your mom and dad and what they do to kind of support you and maybe give you that little nudge that you need as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. My parents have been always like trying to make me the best I can be. They're always pushing me. My mom goes to every soccer game, and if she misses one, then it's the end of the world for her. I don't know, but at the same time, they want me to have fun doing it. I don't know.
Sounds like they're pretty real, which is good. You know, you got to have somebody who has a good pulse, and your folks sound like they do. As far as this year, what's going to make it special when October comes? Can you guys possibly make a run and overcome some of these injuries, including yourself?
I think, I think some of the injuries in our team will be good for playoffs, and I think that we'll actually make it far in the playoffs. And I think the rest of our season can be pretty good. It's been going good, and it's going to stay that way.
Let's talk about Coach Fitzsimmons and his style, how he kind of approaches you guys.
Coach Fitzsimmons always wants us to, he always wants us to do our best, like defense and offense. Like he always wants us to shoot. He always wants us to get all the best opportunities that we can and just win the game.
All right, Leonard, we wish you, hold on one second. All right, Leonard, we wish you the best in a recovery there with your injury, and of course, good luck in your future endeavors as well.
All right, thank you.
Cameron Johnson here on the John Mendola Show, and Cameron, let's first talk about being with your brother on the team. What's that experience been like?
I like it a lot. It's we have a lot of chemistry, and our coach kind of has us separate on the field, which I don't like. But he does put us together sometimes. When we go together, it's like we know what each other is thinking, so I like it.
Talk about his personality versus your personality. Is it very similar, or are you guys a little different in some ways?
For soccer, I'd say it's very similar. We do the same stuff, really. I mean, he's been put back on defense, so I mean, that's a little different. I don't play defense, so he's more of that. Like, if we're up and we need to hold an important game, he'll put him back, and that helps a lot. So
let's talk a little bit about track and field for you. What events you compete in?
I run the open 4. Sometimes he'll put me in the 4x8. It's fun, but I just do it to stay in shape mainly.
part of the FBLA. Is that something you're thinking about in the future? Maybe getting involved in business, or you're just a school activity and you're proud to be a part of it?
School activity, proud to be part of it. This is going to be my first year, you know, my first 3 years. I wasn't really interested, and I heard it was a lot of fun, so I thought I'd give it a try. And it's my last year, so might as well experience it.
You do a pretty good job in the classroom. Let's talk about the next level for you. You want to play college soccer?
Yeah.
Any idea on where you want to go right now, or are you wide open?
I'm open for opportunities, depending on what colleges will accept me, but I want to say a little local, like in-state, but kind of a little far from home, a couple hours.
Let's talk about some role models in your life.
To start, my parents, they're very inspirational. I don't know, they just tell me things when, you know, sometimes it's bad for me, and gets my motivation going, and I like that. So,
As far as this year's team, what are the things you're seeing about this team that you're saying, hey, this is why we have a winning record? What is it? Is it teamwork? Is it the work ethic? Is it the skills?
it's kind of all that combined. I mean, we are very, I don't know, skilled, I guess. We have a lot of people that do travel teams, but we also have people that just do high school ball, and you know, sometimes it's iffy, but we're on the ball this year, and we are capitalizing on our opportunities and chances, so it's good.
Well, glad to hear it, Cameron. We appreciate your time. Wish you the best with the rest of this year, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.